Lights, camera, action!
We're shooting threes, just SMB. We're gonna watch and review film trilogies. It's all for laughs, so just sit back. We're gonna drop dimes on this podcast.
Welcome to Shooting Threes, you little slut.
Oh,
yeah, that's right. For the next 2 hours, you're gonna
2 hours?
Yeah, you're gonna do everything that we say, and you're gonna sit there and you're gonna listen like a good little slut. You understand?
I hate this.
I'm your dom, Sarah Griffith.
No. Oh,
Bridget,
God.
go ahead.
I'm so deeply uncomfortable. Anyway, I'm Bridget, and 2 hours. You're setting a tone.
I don't know. The movie isn't even 2 hours long. I just have so much to say, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Let's shoot for under that. But we'll see. We'll see. Well, I'm not going to...
we'll see.
Unlike Christian Grey, I'm not going to put any restraints on us.
Oh, Bridget, stop.
I'm
you're
so-
bad.
I'm so
oh, you're
punny.
so bad.
Thank you.
Woo! Well, we have reached the climax of the 50 Shades
We
trilogy.
are punchy today.
Well, we did. Okay, so we literally just watched the movie, so I kind of don't know which way is up. So many things have happened.
It was a disorientating movie.
There were so many things that happened.
None of
so
it made
much
sense.
to discuss. Let's just dive in.
Okay.
So it starts with them getting married.
Yeah, the wedding.
Honestly, the first 7 minutes of this film, I was like,
I didn't mind 'em.
this is kind of nice.
Yeah, they're like jet setting around their honeymoon in Paris.
The montaging of it all is very lovely.
This movie loves a montage.
Yeah, I mean, this series loves a montage. Let's say it. Everybody's looking great and rich. The clothing is beautiful. The landscapes are beautiful.
Yeah.
And then we get to them on their honeymoon, and where the train just jumps right off the tracks is there's a scene where Anastasia is putting sunscreen on her back. They're at a topless beach. I mean, they're in Europe, so seemingly all beaches are topless.
They're at like the background is topless, just like
Literally
sleeping
background is topless. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like Christian has this whole thing about like, don't be topless in public. I guess because they have paparazzi following
Which
them.
that part is when I realized that's why he was doing it. I was like, okay,
That's
maybe
fair.
that's fair, but explain that first, because like for a a kinky sex guy, that's what I'll call him.
Yeah.
He's very puritanical, and you're just like,
Yes.
why do you care? Like no one.
Yes. It's also just bizarre that Anastasia Steele, who like up until a few months ago was a virgin, is so like, I don't care. What if I'm photographed topless? Like,
I mean,
wait
no,
a second.
I buy that because like she's lost her virginity. She's gone into some
She's
BDSM
just
world,
dove
and now
head
she's
first.
just like,
so now she's just cool with like
now I think
having her
she's
titties out.
yeah.
on a
Now I
tabloid.
think she's like feeling herself. She's in the deep end.
I mean, free the
mean,
nipple. I mean, it's her body, her choice.
Yeah, no, I actually buy.
Yeah, but isn't that kind of fucking sick? The one time she takes agency over her body like that, he immediately is like, put a top on,
cover yourself
slut.
up. That's disgusting. Yeah, I mean, his reasoning ultimately when he explains like the paparazzi thing, and it's like, oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Maybe she didn't think about that.
Yeah,
like, that makes sense that way, but also
in other ways,
it's not a big deal.
Yeah, you took her out in public with Benoit balls.
Yeah, it's.
So
Do you care that much? Also, there's never once been a paparazzi.
Well, they did
the
a
movie.
paparazzi shooting them as they were leaving the wedding.
Right. No, I thought those were just wedding photographers.
Not that many.
That's fair.
They wouldn't have 7 wedding photographers chasing a car.
Sure. Yeah.
But that is pretty much the only time I've ever seen
paparazzi in this movie.
Like that's like
not...
chasing them in their personal life.
Yeah. No,
Which, I mean, this is a thread though. The fact that much press was able to get that close to their wedding is the first sign in this film that Christian Grey's security detail is hot fucking garbage. Terrible.
No, I would buy press at that wedding as like a Seattle page 6, like in the high society magazines.
Got so close to the venue. How was that not totally shut down?
I think that was probably like press that they're friendly with that is allowed to be there, I would imagine.
I mean, yeah, maybe they did call it in because it is PR for them.
I think it's just, how like every town has like those high society magazines where they're like events and galas and.
But if Christian Grey is such a celebrity that even internationally he's concerned about paparazzi.
Yeah.
Like it's the discrepancy between press and then you also have like some celebrities when they get married put a no-fly zone over their wedding so helicopters can't spy on them.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of a weird like, why are they there? But then like when they're in, I don't know, Cannes, where the fuck are they?
They're in the south of France
something
somewhere,
like that. In any case, Dakota Johnson gives the line of the movie, which is, come on, Christian, it's like boobs and boobland here.
Boobs and Boobland.
Which is the better title of these films.
It's what these movies should be. Boobs and...
But then Christian Grey's very cool. And he's like, let's go back to the boat. And they jump on a jet ski to go back to their yacht, which is sitting in the water.
Which I do love because like they just kind of had a tiff. So I really like the idea of them like being angry on a jet ski.
Yeah.
Like, being on a fight, but on a jet ski. How
truly... What's frustrating about their relationship and having to watch it unfold like this is that every issue they have could be solved with like clear communication in 5 minutes.
Yeah. And
like it is remarkable how little they actually just talk to one another.
Yeah. And if they are a couple who is engaging on like escalated, like the key component to that is communication,
like talking to one another.
Yeah, like that is a whole thing about that. I mean, the whole first movie, if you remember that long ago, was about a damn contract of like, here are the rules, here's like everything clearly defined, and now
it's like
they can't have a simple conversation.
Like the hallmarks of like an unhealthy relationship, they simply cannot speak to one another about anything that's bothering them. And then also like in this movie particularly, absolutely no time or consideration is given in the fact that so many things happen in this movie that have to emotionally and mentally settle with these individuals, but seemingly it's just like they're on to the next thing. We're getting a little ahead here, but
yeah, I mean that's the pacing of these movies is wild because it's also been like 6 months since the first one.
Oh yeah, I mean they just run through their lives,
and like it's just if it's just things that happen. And they're not connected to each other necessarily.
Again, though, that is some fan fiction writing where it doesn't... Like, I can see where that translates from the original text.
Yes, sure. But this is a movie.
Yeah.
And it's not a It's not...
It's a movie written by E.L. James's husband.
Right.
With E.L. James as an executive producer.
Awful. Yeah. And it's not like a, inside...
E.L. James is doming her own story.
It's not even like an inside Llewyn Davis where you're just like, this is a slice of life. The events don't have to be connected because it doesn't make sense.
I wish this was a slice of my life. Quite frankly, I would love nothing more than a drive around an Audi in Seattle.
Sure, yeah. Have a rich man, handsome rich man drive me around and be slightly I don't want to say abusive, but like emotionally
just
problematic,
not real, like not a real human being,
not a real human being. Yeah.
But anyway, so they get to the fucking yacht. They fuck a little.
They get to the fucking yacht.
They get to literally the fucking yacht.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah, they fuck
on the yacht as you are wont to do on the fucking yacht.
To be fair, would you not fuck on a yacht?
I would fuck on a yacht.
Yeah. Who wouldn't fuck on a yacht? Now wait a second. Let's not judge.
I'm not. No judgment. No judgment.
So they fuck on this yacht, and then they get like, I just pictured, when Austin Powers gets a notification and makes that sound that's like,
yeah.
Okay, that's basically the email he gets from a secretary back at Gray
Associates
at Wayne Enterprises.
Sure, yeah.
Because I think this movie, they really want him to be Batman.
Yeah, a little bit.
There are shades of Batman storytelling in this.
I think that's the only context they have for like a wealthy business owner. Yeah,
exactly.
It's just like that's
sure.
the only
Wayne
touchstone.
Enterprises, yeah. And they've found a bomb planted in the computer
in the
room.
like server room, yeah. Because we saw the bomb getting planted.
Yeah, we did see that.
Yeah.
There is really grainy security footage of a man in a disguise.
And he's just in a hat and a jumpsuit.
Yeah, that is true. It's the Marvel disguise where it's like
right. He's just wearing a hat
and like maybe sunglasses.
Yeah.
Anastasia though right away is like, that's Jack Hyde.
Yeah, she knows it's her evil boss who tried to rape her.
Yeah.
Didn't get arrested for it.
Yeah, and whose life was ruined because he
maybe
had to accept the consequences of his actions.
Yeah, but not really because he's not in jail. So really, this is the most realistic part of the movie.
True.
But Yeah, it's weird. And she just like is on this conference call with them and she's like, that's Jack Hyde. Because thank God she just like photobombed his work conference.
Yeah. Yeah. So I also, I guess because she did marry Christian, she is now like, not literally, but almost a low-key partner with him.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I would assume that she's his like benefactor.
Yeah, maybe it's like a, well, not anymore, but like a Bill and Melinda Gates kind of thing where it's like,
right, like, yeah, this is gonna go to her probably if
yeah,
anything happens to him, but nothing will because that man can be in a helicopter crash and then walk
oh,
home.
he is invincible.
Yeah,
he's fully invincible. So because of this message, they cut their honeymoon short.
Yeah,
to go back to Seattle, which honestly, like, was that the safest choice?
No, stay away.
Yeah.
Go into hiding. Do what they do in the Fast and Furious movies and, like, go to the Dominican Republic.
Literally go to that castle.
Go to the castle with Brian and Mia.
But by the way, I don't know if this was said in movies past, but clock that Rita Ora's name is Mia. So we've got Adam and his sister Mia in this film. Thank you. Rita Ora, who has a huge role in this movie.
Yeah.
Where in the other one, she just kind of showed up.
Yeah, no, we have to, I mean, towards the end, she's still shoehorned in, but we do have to care about her.
Definitely, yes.
All
of a sudden, we are very invested in her life.
Yeah, in whether she lives or dies.
Yeah, so, oh God, we're like barely into the plot. But
I know, honestly, that should have been Marcia Gay Harden at the end, but...
Yes, but I actually have something to say about Marcia Gay Harden.
Okay.
For later.
Okay. We're way ahead of ourselves.
Yeah. But, I mean, this movie gets so ahead of itself, too.
Sure.
So they rush back to Seattle. Anastasia goes back to work, where she's been promoted to, like, owner of company?
Yeah, she's fiction editor. They do say that pretty explicitly.
But what was her promotion prior to fiction editor? Like, assistant to fiction editor?
It's unclear, but she had no idea she got promoted.
Yeah.
Because she didn't check email and they didn't think maybe we shouldn't hire this temp as fiction editor of this publishing company if she doesn't even know how to check her damn emails.
Truly. I mean, reminder, literally in the timeline of this film, maybe 6 to 7 months ago, she did not understand how to use Google or a laptop.
In the book, she did not have an email, apparently, before that. And she was in college. Which makes no sense because the college assigns you an email.
At least that.
Yeah. You at least use your .edu.
Oh, for fuck's sake. So anyways, now she is like responsible for
editing fiction for this publishing house, for Penguin Publishing or something. I don't know.
No, it's SIPC? ISP? I swear to God they said it.
Is it ISP?
I know it's an SI. But there's like two other things. They say it, they actually say it quite a lot in this movie.
They do. It's not memorable or important.
And what does it stand for?
International Sellers Publishing.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, that's it. So she's been promoted and she hits the ground running. To her credit, like she's immediately taking meetings with authors.
They've decorated her office for her and they set a bunch of manuscripts on her desk, but she did not go to work with a laptop.
No. There's no desktop at her desk either.
No,
like,
there's nothing.
Like,
there's no company computer there for her to work on. So she's just, hard copies only for Anastasia Steele.
Yeah, exactly.
The most unsustainable publishing company.
Yeah, and you don't even know what to email her because they have this conversation about, do you want to be AnastasiaSteele@gmail.com or Anastasia Gray? And she chooses to stick with her maiden name.
Which is a big deal.
Which I did think, I was like, yeah, but Anastasia Steele, that's like such a book name. And then I was like, yeah, because she's a book character.
Yeah, because it's not a real name.
Yeah, it's not a fucking real name. Although pretty clutch, their wedding was the Steele Gray wedding.
Yeah, no, that's a cool.
If you're not taking mileage out of that.
Yeah, I mean, you're missing an opportunity. You have a built-in color scheme.
Yeah, exactly.
To your wedding.
Exactly.
Your invitations look dope.
Actually, Anastasia Steele Gray would be like such a cool.
Yeah.
Like, why can't she have the triple name?
Right. Imagine what, like, their kid's first name is like Blade Steele Gray.
Oh, we kind of skipped over a little thing, but it plays into the thing. When Anastasia and Christian get home, Christian has given Anastasia like her own personal staff.
Yeah.
So there's like this woman that keeps the house.
Yeah.
And then her security guards, Prescott and Sawyer.
Love them. Stars of the movie. I want a spin-off.
I want a Prescott and Sawyer are dead-esque spin-off.
Sure. I would take like a Rizzoli and Isles USA show, Prescott and Sawyer.
Yeah,
I
for
would take
sure.
a Prescott and Sawyer, worst
Even
security
though,
guards in the world.
Every aspect about their security detail
It
fucks up from beginning to fucking end.
Yeah.
So bad.
It's very bad. We'll get into it. The whole plot relies on them being
literally
bad
literally
at their
being
jobs.
bad at their job. So anyway, so back at the office, Anastasia takes this meeting with this author. Christian barges in this middle of this closed meeing.
Yeah. And it's like, well, I guess he's handsome. And she's like, and I was like, well, you're a dick. You can't do that.
And he's all flustered about the email.
Yeah.
Because like, I tried to email you, Anastasia Gray at, fuckme.com, and it bounced.
Yeah. Also, like, why you?
It's been a day.
Yeah.
She just got married.
She just got in the office.
Yeah.
She doesn't even know what her damn job is.
No, I don't even understand fully what her job is. Read books and say yes or no?
They didn't negotiate salaries. They did none of that, which is not a movie I would want to see either, but I don't want to see this movie, quite frankly.
That would really... I mean, let's take this movie and make it even worse. Let's just fully stop the film to get into nitty-gritty like book publishing details.
I mean, it's just insane that she was like, I was promoted. Like, girl, you didn't have to
as a
do
reminder,
that.
she got the promotion in the last movie because remember her revolutionary idea that people read books online?
Yeah. I think that was them trying to make her like cute, but the only way they do that personality trait is making her dumb. Like,
and she is dumb.
And she's dumb as a fucking brick. But like, that's the only on the page. The only personality trait they give her is she's cute because she's dumb.
So they get into this thing. Whatever. God, what happens after this? All I remember is him going out of town. That's like where my brain picks up.
So they're being stalked. Right? Is there more stalking?
Oh, maybe this is when they drive up to the house.
Why can't these movies are just since none of the sequence of the events make any sense?
Well,
it's
they don't
so
affect
hard
the
to,
other by and large. Like one does not lead to another thing. It's just kind of like again, it's this happened and then this happened and then this happened and then this happened. And then like because they're not communicating and they're just like this is an acting term, but they're not letting beats settle. Yeah. Like they're not taking into account of like the emotions and the mental state these people must be going through. Like, because that is rushed, everything else is rushed.
Yeah. Well,
and there's never like, okay, we're finished talking about this. Yes, I'm glad we talked. Okay, great. Do you want to get dinner now? Well, it's always like, we'll talk about this later. But now get in the car.
Well, that's like, also like a screenwriting 101 thing is the idea of, and it goes into what you're talking about, but like, and then storytelling instead of because storytelling. Like your plot points are supposed to translate, the transition is supposed to be because this happens, so this happens. Not because, so this happens. So this happens. But instead, this storytelling is and then storytelling. So this happens and then this it's like when you hear a little kid tell a story and they're just like, and then I went to the,
and then like seemingly every moment is interrupted by another moment.
Right. The cause and effect is in this movie is just arbitrary.
It really is.
It's just like this happened to happen.
Yeah. But anyway, the other moving forward, I guess. They jump in the Audi.
Of course.
Every car in this movie is an Audi.
Yeah.
Except for the Dodge. Did you notice that?
Oh, yeah.
Twice Dodge cars are like the enemy car.
Dodge car is the enemy car. And then,
I feel like E.L. James knows somebody who drives a Dodge.
And hates them.
And, oh, yeah. She's a very vindictive. She's like genuinely very, I don't want her to hear this. But she's actually like notoriously like really vindictive and really bitchy and like like fully like there have been people who have tried to work with her and who have been like chased away because she's like such a bitch.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I've heard that.
Speaking of, they drive up to the home.
Yeah, beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Apparently they like sailed around the back.
You know what?
Which I don't remember.
I do remember,
but I remember a sailing scene.
The other film.
Yeah, in the second film.
Who lives there?
Yeah,
it's like we do, baby.
Yeah.
They meet a bitchy blonde woman.
Oh, wait. Here's the thing about this. Okay. He buys the home and then immediately was like, she's like, whose home is this? And he's like, it's ours. I bought it. I know. I should have asked you. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And like, bro, is that when you are being like, you should have agency in this marriage? You just barged in on a business meeting of hers.
He has fuck you money.
Right.
If he went out and bought 3 pieces of property in an afternoon and I was his wife, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, she doesn't care. She does care that you barged into her meeting. Like, that's not the part.
But you know what? This is the kind of sick fuck that Christian Grey is. His value is money. That's how he values things. So, of course, for him to make a purchase like that is like, I recognize. You know what I mean? I bet he's one of those fucking guys.
Yeah.
Because, you know, rich people always are.
Yeah, but, you know, I'm
giving him a personality trait.
I mean, that's certainly part of it.
I'm being very generous in reading the non-character that he is.
I don't think... Yeah, I think it's still a warped worldview because he doesn't care how she makes money. Like, he doesn't care about the value of working for money. Yeah. He just it's still very disposable to him.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh, I should have told you just because I should have let you know.
Yeah.
Or been like, do you want this? Yeah. But it's not a big decision for him, so it doesn't matter. What is a big deal is you barging into her meeting and not
like emotionally is where you are being like not violent, but you're being aggressive.
You're being a dick.
Yeah. You're being an asshole.
Yeah, but anyway.
They buy this house and then here comes
this hot blonde architect.
Yeah. Interior designer or whatever the fuck.
I mean,
home wench.
They I guess she is an architect. She has blueprints to the house, but she's like it's this gorgeous old stone house that like fits the land, fits the property, and then she puts out the ugliest design for a modern box contraption I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, wants to tear the whole thing down. Yeah. Which, by the way, the property value on that would explode. If she had actually gone through with those plans, it would be nothing.
Yeah. She's a terrible, terrible architect.
Yes, it's obviously bad.
Yeah.
She's kind of sort of being flirty with Christian because, of course, in this world, hot blondes are the enemy.
In this world.
I do want to bring that back around when we talk about Kate in the future. But I have a point to make on that. We'll get to that.
Okay.
So then, in a scene that I actually really did like, Anastasia's
I love this scene.
Listen, you blonde skank.
Yeah.
That is my husband.
That is
this
my
is
man.
my house. And what I say goes. And if you ever pull some shit like that again, what you call it? A shit color? Like, you get in your shit colored car and drive away from there.
I love it. Yeah. And she did have a shit color car and she burnt.
It's a really fun. I just love that line. Shit color
car. She flamed her.
Yeah, so seriously.
Yeah, and that girl was like...
Anastasia domed her.
Yeah, it was amazing, and that she immediately was like, okay, Mrs. Steele.
I'm so sorry. It'll never happen again.
Yeah.
Mrs. Grey.
Yeah. We're going to rework the plans. And then she's gone forever.
Seemingly.
Yeah.
She'll be back. I'll get to it.
I mean...
No. Because I'm going to make this point about Kate, so I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
So...
she's not in the movie again.
I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
So they drive away from this home. And then they get into a car chase.
Amazing. Yeah, so they're driving.
So the worst security detail of all time cannot keep up with Anastasia, who I guess has a lead foot and is just hauling ass.
I love how
on this 2-lane road.
So on this trip, she was like, "Can I drive?" And Christian was like, "No way." And then after that whole display at the house, he was like, "No, what, babe? You drive. Be careful. It's an automatic."
Oh, and yeah. I love that this Audi is like, listen, you got to handle her, okay?
Yeah.
She can really drive. It's like it's a fucking luxury vehicle.
Yeah, it drives it drives itself.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it can park.
It can park itself.
Yeah, so it's fine. But she does drive like a bat out of hell.
I guess.
Going down one lane.
It's so severe that the fucking security detail,
whose
singular job in this moment is to just trail her.
Yeah.
I guess she's just driving like beyond. Like she's hit Nas and is like.
Right. Like it's not like she made a turn on that road.
Yes.
It's a 1-lane road. Well, how did they lose her?
And they know where they're going. And they're tracking her phone.
Presumably, yeah.
Well, they definitely have some kind of tracking on her because remember in the first movie, Christian was just always wherever she was.
Yeah. Yeah, they're tracking her. But and then we find out that this Dodge somehow comes out of nowhere. Again, they are on a mountain access road, it seems like.
Literally, I have no idea.
There's no way, no one is merging or turning onto this road. It's very strange. But a highway exit comes out of nowhere. She books it off, cuts off.
Yeah, they're being followed. Oh, and the plates they ran were fake.
Yeah.
So it's definitely Jack Hyde.
It's definitely it's
definitely
at least a ne'er-do-well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she cuts off a truck to get in the lane, and then there's the most boring car chase I think I've ever seen.
Quite a snooze. Yeah. They don't even make any effort to make it seem like the cars are going fast. Like,
I mean, yeah, Anastasia seems like, she's not going.
Like, they do that, like, overhead shot of the highway, and you can see the Audi and the Dodge driving, like, 70 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're, like, trying to get around slower. Like, they're in traffic, so it's not an exciting chase. They're not, like, driving recklessly.
No.
I mean, a little bit, but not...
Yeah, I guess recklessly for this world, but like,
but where our world, the world
don't show me a fucking car
the world
chase.
that Sarah and I inhabit is a different
this.
level of car chase.
But they did manage to get away from the bad guy. They pull into a parking lot. They have a little quickie, which is kind of fun. Kind of fun.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, the adrenaline's pumping.
Oh yeah, of course.
They're in a hot car.
Yeah. Luxury vehicle.
Hot.
Yeah. Why not? You know, why not?
Yeah.
This is all, I think, the day after they got back from their honeymoon.
Yeah, it's like a 24 hour.
Because it's
been 48 hours.
They are in those costumes for like an hour. This day is so long.
And I said this because the next scene they're at a meeting with the security detail being like, that was Jack Hyde, and they're still wearing the same clothes that they just like fucked in and like didn't take off to fuck. So those clothes are disgusting. And you've been home. It's nighttime now. You've been home for a while. Take off those cummy clothes.
So long as they change their underwear, though.
I don't think they did. Anastasia's wearing pantyhose.
Nope, we find out they're garter socks.
They're garter socks.
When they fuck
right.
later.
Right. Yes. Okay, then never mind. Because, like, why would you take off your pantyhose and then put on the same... Like, that just doesn't make sense. Or garter socks, but you know what I mean.
No, she definitely... No, they had easy access.
Yeah.
Genital-wise. Regardless, there's now, like, a full security detail team. Which it's, like, nice to see they've got, like, 7 people working for them, and yet still they run into so many issues later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Jack Hyde. It's, like, no fucking shit. Who else?
Yeah, it's the guy that's been stalking and then also, like, lost his job, tried to rape Anna, and is going to jail.
And then they have, like, a cutesy, like, Christian, let me cut your hair. They're going to tease him. Anastasia finds a gun in Christian's desk.
Yeah.
Knows how to handle it, too.
Yeah. They do that. That's a lot of films where someone finds like a 6-shooter like that and immediately
open
like
up the chamber.
I was like, that can't be easy. I don't have a lot of experience with guns, but
it really takes confidence to be like, let me just pick up this gun and check it out
and play with it. Yeah. If you're shocked to find a gun, you don't play with it.
Yeah, seriously. But it's what's it? Leela's gun, the fucking crazy woman from the first movie.
Yeah.
And then like somewhere in this, like Christian is like, I have to go to New York for a meeting.
Yeah.
Stop.
No, you don't.
You don't. What the fuck?
No, you don't.
Literally within the last 72 hours, a bomb has been found at your company, which innocent lives could have been, like, because it wasn't going to be Christian and Anastasia who died.
That is such a minor
It would have been his fucking staff.
Yeah.
That is a huge... Like the FBI, where's the FBI?
Yeah, it's such a minor
fucking terrorist.
Yeah, it's such a minor plot detail in the movie, but such a big deal. This is a major company. This is such a big company that they have paparazzi following it around.
Yeah.
Like this is a Forbes 500.
It's just so crazy
that someone tried to bomb.
It's a plot point that only exists to get them back to Seattle quickly and also reintroduce the danger of Jack Hyde. It's like, was there not a more minor infraction you could have done instead? Like Jack Hyde was photographed stalking Gray's office.
Then him being
that would have been enough.
Yeah, then him being
like fully planting a bomb.
Terrorist.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Christian's like, and they obviously just got chased by this car.
Yeah.
And it's enough that like security and the police are involved. But he's like, I gotta go. No, you don't. Stay with your fucking wife.
Stay with your wife and go somewhere else. Like, go on the fucking lam, bro.
For real. Like, lay low for a fucking second.
Yeah.
And look, I know this is 2018. Surely in 2018, they knew how to take a meeting over the fucking phone.
Yes.
Surely they knew how to use fucking Skype.
Yeah. Because she's like, I can't, I have meetings, I have to go. Bitch, you stay. She just got a new job.
Literally,
she should be in the office.
Both of them are desperate to go to their jobs. And it's like, I think literally all of your coworkers and clients would understand if you just have to take a fucking week off. Not to mention, they cut their honeymoon short. Surely
Yeah,
like,
they're
did
still-
they schedule those meetings immediately when they got back?
Yeah, they're still on vacation days.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Christian Grey owns the fucking company. I don't think they run out of PTO.
No. But she's in New York, or he's in New York, so Anastasia goes
But
out to play.
she's okay because she's gonna be with Prescott and Sawyer. Tweedledee and fucking
Tweedledum.
Tweedledum.
Selena and Barnes, injury attorneys.
Seriously.
Uh,
R.I.P. Barnes, though. Or
Oh.
Celine. I don't know which one died.
Oof.
I don't live in New York.
100-888-8888. Okay.
Anyway, that's a product integration.
Yeah.
So Anastasia goes to work. It's like a normal day.
Yeah.
And then freaking Kate is like, let's get drinks.
I'm sorry, someone tried to bomb your husband. Let's get drinks.
Oh,
Nothing
they get
about
it.
that.
They get a table at the Bunker Club, which I do just like the name. I just like all that together.
The
I
Bunker
got a
Club?
table at the Bunker Club, which, by the way, when we see it, first of all, doesn't it look like Sugarfish? They have like a
little bit.
2-person table in the middle of a crowded restaurant. Like,
Yeah.
no offense to Seattle, do they really have spots that like are so exclusive that like Mrs. Christian Grey couldn't get a fucking table somewhere? I guess
Yeah.
Kate did set it up.
Kate set it up, but like also your friend is, and also you're related to the family. In a
way.
In a way, you're
Because
about
she's
to
dating the
the brother. Yeah.
So Anastasia's like, Kate, I really can't. Like, again, emotionally and mentally, no one is given any kind of like consideration of like what has just happened to them.
Yeah.
Because Anastasia's acting like, no, Christian will be mad if I go out. And Kate's like, no, come on, fuck him, come out. Neither of them are talking about the fact that Anastasia has now come into like life and death situations in the last twice in the last week.
Yeah, they are acting like this is just like
Christian's just being an ass and is making her stay inside.
Yeah.
Like her life is at the like Kate, why would you even invite her out in public?
Yeah. Or like also not even, you just want to like catch up with your buddy. You're not checking in on her, seeing how she is.
And then Anastasia even offers like, why don't we get a drink at our apartment? It's like, I would so rather drink at Christian Grey's apartment.
Yes.
Than like have to pay for a table and this, that, and the other thing.
But it turns out, no, she wouldn't.
Yeah, actually. So
It turns out it was a great thing that Anastasia
Yeah.
came out, because turns out, again, Sawyer and Prescott back at it again. Jack Hyde is in the goddamn apartment when she gets home. And immediately puts a knife to her neck.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Is able to grab her.
And it's like, it's not just the Prescott and Sawyer of it all. What is like his building security that he got in like that?
Yeah, does he have a goddamn grappling
Like,
hook?
I know they have that elevator that opens up to the apartment. Is it just like anyone can press the button?
It's a penthouse apartment, so that just goes up to the penthouse. Like, yeah, and why?
Like, I guess you don't need a key or any kind of access to get all the way up there.
Makes no sense. Unless, I mean, Christian Grey's Batman, this guy's a Joker, like, he has a grappling hook.
It literally would be so much more compelling of a film if the security was in with Jack Hyde and Jack Hyde had somehow infiltrated and blackmailed or paid off the security. Like, that would make for such a more interesting movie.
The espionage makes no sense and is so clearly an afterthought.
Yeah.
Because, like, all the consequences of it, no one is affected by.
No,
so it's clearly just like,
there's not even, like, emotional recourse of it.
It's clearly such an afterthought that, like, this movie is about them hot people fucking.
Yeah.
And we have to somehow move a plot along. So let's
I will
do
say,
this.
I will say, though, I realized this in this film. Truly, the Christian and Anastasia romantic drama, I like don't care about.
No.
Actually, when the film gets kind of soap opera-y like that, I think it's actually when I enjoy them the most.
Okay, yeah, I don't care for either part of it.
I mean, it's not good, but at least like things are happening and it's like exciting versus like, why don't you talk to me? Because I can't talk every single fucking time they fight.
Right.
You know what I mean? At least it gives me something different.
I get it. I'm still not entertained by the espionage plot either.
I mean, no. I'm just saying I'd rather be with the devil I know. You know what I mean?
Sure,
And at least like I recognize like this is soap opera.
Right. Well, yeah, you can be like, well, something can come of this instead of just us continuing to run in circle of like fight, fuck, fight, fuck, fight, fuck.
So, a great line, great delivery from Miss Dakota Johnson. Sawyer and Prescott, to their credit, do apprehend Mr. Hyde-ish relatively quickly.
Yes.
Mainly because the only reason why they were able to get him literally is because he brought a knife to a gunfight.
Yeah.
Had they not had their guns, Anastasia would be fucking gone.
Yeah.
But he's taken down to the ground. Security doesn't have handcuffs or even zip ties.
It makes no sense.
they're like,
they
"We
have
need
guns, but nothing. Yeah.
They're like, we need a way to restrain him. And she goes, we have something. I mean, we might have something.
Yeah, that is
Fucking good. Really fucking good.
That, a broken clock.
A genuine laugh out of me.
Yeah, no,
Pretty
good line.
fucking
Yeah.
funny. Very funny.
Yeah.
They take him away. The cops show up.
Mm-hmm.
Cops are like debriefing Anastasia and like getting her statement and stuff like that. The fucking housekeeper is like, can we wrap this up? Christian is on his way home. It's like,
Head of
no,
the
we
FBI.
can't. There was literally a man with a knife who was there to hurt Anastasia. Who the fuck gives you the right to be like...
It's over now. No one cares. It's done now.
That's true. Literally, it's in the past. So like, let's just move on as quickly as we possibly can.
These people have goldfish memories.
By the way, I know Christian's flying private. I think it's kind of implied in the movie that he shows up the next morning.
Yeah.
He couldn't have gone to Seattle fucking sooner.
Well, it was also like she was out with her friend, so it was probably like...
I did clock that her phone said midnight when they left the bunker club or whatever.
Okay, so it was probably like 12:31 by the time they got home. That's a 6-hour flight that he needs to take.
Yeah, I guess he would have gotten there at like 6:30.
Yeah.
7. That I guess is the next morning.
Yeah.
I mean, he shouldn't have fucking gone to New York in the first place.
No,
If
he shouldn't
really
have gone
cared
to
about
New
her
York, but
safety,
yeah, that part.
If he's that obsessed about like her safety and where, and he calls her 6 times and is pissed. His thing when he gets home is not even like, thank God,
You're
I was
okay.
worried,
Not
sick.
care.
It's,
yeah.
See, that's what happens when you disobey my orders and go out and get drinks.
Such a dick.
Which, to your point, she was in danger in the apartment, and she says as such later.
Yes.
She's like, I was actually safer out with my friend than I was here.
She is 100% right, but also not thank God you're okay.
Yeah,
Someone
no.
tried to kill you, my wife.
No, it's immediate victim blaming.
Yeah.
Literally.
That girl's been
immediate.
through what in any other movie would be severe trauma.
Yes.
Thank God she doesn't seem to care
You know
about what
I
happens
said
to
soap
her.
opera. Even in because I've seen enough General Hospital with my
they
mom
milk
growing
the trauma
up.
of everything.
There would be a whole episode that's like,
Yeah.
are you okay?
Yeah, of them trying to get over it. Like that is.
Yes, it would be a whole season arc for somebody on a soap opera. But in this, it's just
No,
like
they don't milk any of the
he has
dramatic
the
moments.
fucking audacity to go take a shower, and when she's like trying to be like, hey, why don't we like reconnect? He's like, I don't even want to fucking touch you, and like walks out. Like, talk to your fucking wife, you fucking weird fuck. Oh my God. A knife was to her throat hours ago.
Show some
Your
sort of
brand
care.
new wife.
Yeah.
Your brand new wife.
And you're so protective, but when her life is at stake, you're not protective.
Oh my
You're just
God.
like, he's not protective, he's possessive, but like.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm giving him a note. Where is like maybe even a little bit of emasculation of like, I couldn't protect you. Like this man was able to get to you and I couldn't stop. And like any choice would be compelling.
I think that's like the underlying thing.
Right.
It's not played.
But say it out loud.
It's not played.
Once. You know what I mean? Give us something that indicates what's
the
going
stuff
on.
they choose to say out loud is insane.
It's insane. I mean, truly, it's insane. So Anastasia and Christian are like not on speaking terms. But then I think they get over it by like Anastasia goes to work, gets that call from Christian, and is like, and then you need a break.
And and then they go to the mountain house.
Yeah, I guess the Greys own like this house.
Which is a hilarious scene. Because like, it's her friend. One of them also tried to
Jose is back.
Jose is back. He, her friend who tried to take advantage of her.
Yeah, when she was drunk.
Yeah. And several other times, presumably.
Yeah.
He's there and...
the photo fucking gallery. I completely forgot. He totally published those photos of Anastasia Steele.
Made money off her likeness without telling her about it.
Totally. Yeah,
really,
but he's invited. He gets to go on the fucking jet.
Yeah, he gets to go to Christian Grey's gorgeous mansion home where they like fuck and have a good time, which is cool.
Yes.
And somewhat believable. But then they do my favorite thing, which is... they're like all getting ready for a hike and Christian's like, I can't go. It's work. Are you really going to go on this hike, Anastasia? And she's like, yeah, I'm here with my friends. And he's like, it's a 20-mile hike straight uphill. Like that's not a day hike.
Yeah.
That's a backpacking adventure. What you just described.
That's a 2-day.
At
least.
At least. I mean, depending on what uphill you're talking.
You would know 20 miles better than I would. But
it's maybe 2 days.
I mean, when we consider that a marathon is 26 and it's and it's up.
It depends on the grade of the hike.
Christ. Well, obviously it's a very brief and easy hike because they do it in 90 minutes.
They're just strolling.
You skipped over.
They have time to go shopping.
Yeah, you, I think, may have skipped over
the
the
best part.
worst
Yeah.
sex scene. I'm giving.
Oh, I thought you meant the piano singing.
Oh,
when
that
he's singing
too.
"Baby I'm Amazed" terribly.
How did Paul McCartney license? I guess they did get Beyonce for the first movie. So like,
Yeah.
oh, isn't it Sony who does these movies?
Yeah.
Okay, so the music should be good.
Yeah.
Even though literally every song in this movie sucks. Hated the soundtrack.
But the first two movies, the soundtrack
Pretty good.
bangs.
Yeah, but this one, every
It's
song
not
they
good.
played,
Yeah.
blew.
Yeah.
No, the I'm giving an award here. Worst sex scene in this trilogy.
Yeah.
It's this fucking middle of the night shit.
That's hard. I would have to think of it. This is up there, but
No.
it's not.
This to me is the worst. Because, okay, starting with, Christian wakes up and Anastasia's not in his bed. And he leisurely goes to the fridge to get a midnight snack. And then Anastasia's there eating ice cream. Because she's pregnant, spoiler alert. Did you get that? She's eating ice cream.
I didn't put that
She's got a
together,
craving.
but yeah.
It's her only symptom of pregnancy. She's like, there you are. And he's like, oh, I've been looking for you. Stop. If my wife had recently been the victim of a breaking and entering an attempted murder, seemingly, or attempted kidnapping,
Yeah.
and I woke up and she wasn't in bed next to me, every light in that house, everybody would be waking up. I would be hysterical. Anna! Anastasia! I would lose my fucking mind. And he's like, oh, there you are. No.
I mean, like, she could be in the bathroom midnight snack. Like,
You wouldn't freak the fuck
I'd
out.
be scared, but I would check two places before I, wake up the
No,
whole house.
I would have been devastated if I woke up and she wasn't there. I didn't know where she was. Twice this happens, by the way, in the movie where Christian's like, Anastasia, Anna?
Well, the
And it's
second
like-
time he does, like, he's getting ready
But
to
in
send out the dogs.
in that one, I will say, it's your own fucking home.
Yeah.
There's a door that locks and you need a key. Let's fucking use contacts,
there,
please.
yeah.
Also, does he not have access to his own CCTV?
He's an idiot.
Because he asked security, like, check the CC footage. It's
He
like,
is-
you don't have,
Yeah. He
like,
is
a Nest?
the least intuitive person.
I mean, neither of them are really
I
good
mean,
at
no.
putting things together.
Well, she at least is, like, tapped into what other people are thinking
You know
and
what?
feeling.
Anastasia at least is brave enough to ask the question why and what and how. You know?
Yeah.
Because God knows she can't figure anything out on herself. So, but the worst sex scene,
Yes.
they fuck and they like tease each other with a spoonful of ice cream.
That is...
At one point, it seems like he's going to put a spoonful of Ben and Jerry's inside of her,
Yeah.
but then goes for the leg.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad he went for the leg. That makes sense to me.
I mean, please.
I don't mind this one as much because it's the only time they have sex and they seem to be like having fun. Like
They are
playing.
having fun. It's just
It's not as
maybe-
serious in this
I
moment.
also have an issue where every time I watch a sex scene as an actor, I'm kind of thinking like, is this something I could do?
Sure.
And the sheer like licking this melted ice cream off of people's bodies.
As an actor, that has to be so strange to shoot. But yeah, I kind of buy this sex scene more than any others because they are enjoying themselves.
I just think it's so gross. And they're fucking in the living room where like members of his family are there.
Yeah.
Like, surely they can hear that they're having sex in their bedrooms.
Yeah.
Rita Ora even makes a joke like, you can make all the noise you want in here. It's like, Rita.
Well, then go there. Also, well, then go there.
Yeah, then go there.
But
Oh, I didn't like this sex scene. I was gross. I was grossed by it. It's pretty yucky to me.
it doesn't bother me. Like it's definitely like there is a version where we cut to the other rooms and like the other couples are like they're fucking in the kitchen
And you know
right
what?
now.
This movie misses a lot of comedy.
Yeah.
All of these movies really miss
Yeah.
the comedy of so many circumstances because it's pretty fucking funny when you think about it.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get behind that. But then, so they go on this 20-mile hike.
Yes. And they
Um,
have time to go shopping
So this is
from
where
the hike.
this is where the blonde architect comes back because this is in the part of the movie where they decide to introduce a plot point that Kate and Christian's brother are like having issues because Kate kind of talks about it at dinner and then
Right.
Christian and his brother kind of have a tete-a-tete. And then we have the scene where they're like shopping and they're buying dresses for the club or whatever. And when Kate is helping, or when Rita Ora is helping Kate get dressed, Dakota Johnson looks out the window and sees the boyfriend with that blonde architect. and they're hugging and they're very
right.
friendly.
Right. And then Anastasia thinks that he might be cheating on
Right,
Kate.
which
with
is interesting
Blonde
because
Architect.
it's very obviously like, I mean, it's not nothing.
It's flirty, yeah.
But then later, Kate and the brother get engaged, and like never again do these two characters even fucking matter in this film. And never again is there no like, hey, Kate, I need to talk to you about something.
No,
I saw
it's just
something
another
that you
thing
need
that happens and then leaves your brain.
So this is why I was like, I'm bringing up the blonde woman
Okay.
that like E.L. James has vendetta against blonde women.
Right.
Maybe obviously because Anastasia seemingly just lets her friend get engaged to this guy who she has doubts about.
Yeah, leave her out in the cold.
Like literally it's just like they're engaged and they kind of cut to Anastasia and she kind of gives this face of like, oh God. But then like literally I'm wondering if there isn't a deleted scene where this is talked about more because it's just like, I mean, of all the things that they
No, I don't think there is because they
and
don't
then
give a
they-
shit about these characters.
They
These are just
really
like- yeah.
don't. They really
There
don't.
isn't
And E.L.
there's
James
just-
doesn't give a shit about Kate because she's a blonde woman.
Yeah, and also she's like in the background and like things that happen to the main characters barely
it's
matter.
just-
Why would a side character
But it's just weird that
possibly matter?
it's Anastasia's roommate and seemingly best friend and also maid of honor in the wedding.
Right.
And then this is Christian's brother, seemingly like two main characters. And they introduce this point of conflict and then like it just...
I mean,
goes
that's the whole
away.
movie. I don't
Yeah,
like
I don't know why this is the one that I'm like
yeah,
hung up
it's
on.
no
But
different. Like again, big stuff that happens to
Yeah.
main characters barely
Yeah.
matters. So anything that happens to a supporting cast
yeah, it just...
is non-existent.
it's
pretty much.
just truly...
It's dust in the fucking wind.
that is the one for me that I was like, this is so bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It is.
And again,
but
the
I'm
blonde
so-
architect, how did she even get... I mean, is it the same place for the houses? No, because I got on a plane to fly to this...
Yeah, and
Maybe Colorado town? I don't know where they are.
mean, yeah, they're just like in a ski town where rich people go.
Maybe
so
Vancouver?
yeah, they might be in like
I don't
an Aspen or a Vail where
Yeah,
rich people
yeah.
hang out and like go during the summer.
And get proposed to in a club.
Yeah,
Oh, brother.
yeah. The proposing in a club is funny, and I'm
Yeah.
glad she could hear the proposal over
I know,
club.
so, oh my God.
But also doesn't fucking matter. None of that
No,
scene
no,
matters.
I mean,
they
it, like,
dance,
may as well
they
not
hook
exist
up,
at
They
all,
like
yeah.
make up, I
Yeah.
guess, but they had already made up. So I don't know what the point of this was.
I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. You know what? Actually, it's not a fan fiction trope, but it appears enough in this kind of writing where like, and honestly, J.K. Rowling is a little bit victim of this too, where it's like, everybody is coupled up at the end of this.
Right.
Like everybody has somebody that they've married.
Except for poor Rita Ora. I think that's the point of this is to like show them getting closer to Rita Ora so she matters. So she has like other
I
scenes
guess.
to be in besides
guess.
the last,
Yeah.
you know.
So then, oh, where do we go here? We go back to Seattle, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm fully blanking.
She
Oh,
she learns
Jack
about yeah.
Hyde is up for bail.
Yes.
I think someone tips her off to the fact that like Jack Hyde has a bail
Hearing, yeah. And then he makes bail because they're like, what did you really do? You just got fired. And they like,
Oh, I think actually the detective has that scene with her in the office. And this is where Anastasia is like so painfully naive. One of
Yeah.
the scenes where it's really hard to watch because he's like, yeah, Jack Hyde is saying that you were sleeping with him and that you, and she's like, what? I can't believe this.
Right.
Like, you can't? That's obviously going to be his defense.
that's how, and also like show you have receipts and emails and witnesses. Like,
I mean, is there not CCTV in that office?
Yeah.
Like, is there not footage of like literally, this
What
isn't
hap-
he said, she said. There's hard evidence.
right.
for
And
this.
we
And
find
he
out,
planted a fucking bomb.
yes. And he tried to kill her.
Oh my.
He broke into her house and tried to
Yeah.
kill her yesterday,
Yeah.
a week ago, whatever.
Yeah, whenever the fuck.
Yeah.
Within the week.
Like, no, this man should not be up for bail.
Also, absolutely no way.
Outside of what she did to him.
No
like,
way would Anastasia Steele be allowed in that courtroom.
No.
No way whatsoever.
Well, she's in her Anna Wintour disguise.
Oh yeah, she's got, again, it's a Marvel disguise. She's got sunglasses on.
yeah.
But of course, Jack Hyde immediately sees her. Then
Yeah.
she runs to the bathroom and throws up, which I guess then makes her go, oh, am I pregnant?
Right.
I thought she threw up because she was disgusted.
Yeah, that's what I did
and was like
too.
scared.
But until you said that, I was like, oh, she threw up because she was pregnant.
No, because they literally, the very next thing they do. And I noticed this because there is, within 5 minutes of this film, Dakota Johnson has 2 separate bathroom scenes. She's in that bathroom to throw up.
Right.
And then she's immediately in a bathroom to give her urine.
Right.
Because she's checking
I
to
was
see.
very confused by this cut, but now it makes a lot more sense.
Yes.
I think I was a little checked
you
out.
can tell that she's at a fertility clinic because in that lady's office, there's a naked woman statue. Right. And I don't know if you watch TV and film, but whenever there's a naked lady statue, it's a fertility clinic or it's a psychiatrist. Yeah. I don't know why. But it's always. We also, because it's such a small scene that has no consequence seemingly until now. Yeah. There's also a scene early in the film where Anastasia's like, so do you want to have kids? And it's like, you married this man.
You didn't talk about this ever? Yeah.
I mean, they don't talk at all.
They don't talk at all, so it doesn't make sense.
But yeah, it's such a crazy conversation to have like after your honeymoon.
Yeah, the day after.
Like, so kids, what are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Isn't this the number one reason why people get divorced? It's because of discrepancy of whether you not want to have kids and how you want to raise them.
Yeah, you talk about this shit before you get married.
Yeah.
But
it should be required by law before you get a marriage license. Like have you at least had one conversation about family planning?
Yeah, you should just get like a list of talking points that you need to
have
tick
to,
off.
Yeah,
you have to have these following conversations.
Right. So so she is pregnant.
Yes.
We see in her ultrasound, she has a little...
Oh my God, that was a funny scene.
Oh, fuck,
it was
so
like such
good.
a clear... I mean,
So
ultrasounds are like never... like I've seen pictures of them. They're never clear.
No.
But this is the clearest ultrasound.
And definitely 6 to 7 weeks, you shouldn't be able to see anything.
No, but in this one, she's
There's a whole damn little
there's
potato.
A little bean in there.
Yeah.
There's a small bean in there.
That baby has progressed very fast.
Yeah. And they're like, yeah, you're 6 to 7 weeks along. And she's like, where is it?
Yeah,
and like,
look at the screen,
the
bitch.
big dot in the middle of your uterus.
Oh my God. I don't want to get ugly about this, but given the stress of everything that has happened to her in those 6 to 7 weeks.
She's gotten pregnant.
I mean, the drinking, whatever. She hasn't been like getting like fucking hammered drunk.
No,
I mean,
like she's had
that happens. That people drink and then they find out they're pregnant.
Yeah, she's not like super far.
It is
along.
remarkable to me that she's still pregnant after like everything she's been through.
Continue. Yeah, I have more to say on that later.
Okay. Well, I think we fell on the same side when Anastasia tells Christian.
Yeah.
And Christian asks.
Yeah.
Oh, Christian's pissed.
Yeah.
Because I guess she like accidentally fucked up the birth control. Remember, he put her on.
Yes.
Christian.
And didn't put her on normal birth control.
No,
put
it was
her
like
on
a
injections.
shot. Yeah.
Which is, I mean,
there is literally the only way to ensure that nobody gets pregnant is by practicing abstinence. But like literally all birth control comes like even the best birth control is 99% effective.
Exactly. No, you're right. I had to groan, but you're absolutely right. And like,
oh my God, do you think they got pregnant during like a kinky sex session?
Certainly.
Oh, brother.
That's how it happens.
I mean, that must happen to people in real life too, you know?
Of course, yeah. I mean, it is sex.
Wow. Yeah. I guess my pure brain.
That only like missionary.
Well, the way God approves
yes.
of creating a baby.
Yeah.
So they get into this. So Christian blows up at the fact that she's pregnant.
Yeah, like it's not also a little bit on him. Like it doesn't take two to tango.
And then I do like that Christian says point blank, like, "Do you think I'm ready to be a father?" And she's like, "No, and I'm not ready to be a mother." Yeah. And I think you and I at the same time said, "Get an abortion."
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is a Mormon movie, so like,
yeah. I mean, literally. That is the sole reason why
it's not even brought up. It's not even
an option.
It's not even.
Anastasia immediately is like, "I'm having this baby."
Yeah, it's not
like. Wait a second.
Your husband doesn't want it. Yeah, it's not even like. Should we talk about the option? Of, that we have our options. That's not even said. It's not even.
And it's so funny that it's not an option at all. And also, I mean, truthfully, this is the hypocrisy of the pro-lifers. It's like. It's not an option at all to terminate the pregnancy, but there's also absolutely zero regard for like, well, we need to start prenatal care or like you need to do this, that, the other thing. Like it's like we're going to have a baby and like that's period the end. It's like there's no like
no care
about like her as somebody who is carrying a baby. I mean at this point a fetus, but
no, she is just a vessel. And it doesn't matter what happens to the vessel.
Truly. Truly.
Yeah.
So they get in this fight. Christian, like, I guess takes off.
Yeah. He gets drunk.
Yes. Stumbles back.
Yeah.
And then is Anna Mrs. Robinson?
No, Mrs. Robinson is the older woman who
because Anastasia's like, you went and talked to Mrs. Robinson instead of talking to me.
Yeah, Mrs. Robinson is the old, like, he went out to drink. Remember, you were like, he doesn't have friends, does he?
Yeah,
I
and
was
it's
like,
that woman.
It's the
I just
woman.
didn't realize her name was Anna, because that's the name that
No,
comes
her
up on
name
the
isn't
phone.
Anna. It's,
Oh, but
I don't know if they ever, it's Elena?
oh, it's Elena. You're right, it is Elena. And
Yeah.
Elena, Anastasia is, fuck, Christ, god damn it.
Another Fast and Furious name, Elena.
Oh, it is. Yeah, Elena. By the way, we're like, oh, Dom's in this. It's like, well, short for dominatrix. Dominator. Dominate.
Yeah. Sure. Dominic Toretto.
I'm going to take a sip of this water and cool down for a second.
But yeah, he
gets drunk. Anastasia realizes he's gone out and spoken to this woman.
Yeah.
Specifically about the pregnancy.
Yeah.
And then actually Anastasia has
a good point.
The whole, I have another award to give out. The absolute most unnecessary use of nudity.
Yes.
Why is Dakota Johnson naked in this entire fight sequence between her and Christian? It's literally, it almost pissed me off.
It was insane. The way the order in which she put on clothes was insane.
Yes.
Like, she put on her garters. She walked in, she had garters and underwear
She gets out of the shower.
Yeah. Puts on her garters, then her underwear, and then doesn't put on her bra for another, like, 15 minutes.
Yeah,
while she's talking, and then puts on her bra, then doesn't put on her clothes.
Yeah.
But puts on boots.
Yeah.
Insane.
Listen, gratuitous nudity, there's a lot we could talk about.
Yeah.
That is the scene for me that I was like, too far and no further.
Who puts on shoes before their clothes? She's wearing, like, it's impractical. She's wearing a dress, so it's possible, but it's still insane.
Also, all of that could have happened, and the framing of her could have been from above the nipple.
Yeah.
Like, her tits are out in that scene, and for what?
No reason. It's not a sexy scene at all.
No. They're having an argument. I mean, if anything, it undermines.
It's distracting. Yeah.
It undermines the scene that is actually good because it's Anastasia saying, like, you can't talk to me. Right. The minute
a conversation they need to have.
I am your wife. I am the mother of your child now. I am going to have this baby, and you couldn't even like have this conversation. Like, it's like that one scene that I was like, yes, this is good.
And why am I staring at her boobs?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And not that I think men watch this movie. But, like, they didn't hear a single fucking thing she said if they're watching this.
I barely heard a thing she said.
Because I was too busy thinking, like, can she put a top on?
Yeah,
can they cut this a little differently? Can they angle this differently?
Yeah, I was just like, why are these out? Like,
I mean, the fact that this and the movie prior is directed by the same guy, it's like, obviously a guy's directing this.
Yeah.
Because there's an awful lot of framing of her that's like, we don't need to see her nipples. We know she's naked.
Yeah.
She's fucking naked the whole goddamn film. I think we've seen enough.
Yeah, and
we also forgot that
we see a lot less Christian butt too.
We do. We barely see Christian's ass.
But, yeah, we see his pubes a whole bunch, but not his butt.
Because he's a man.
Yeah,
and that's how men want to see men.
Pubes.
Yeah, fucking pubes. Because I think she has pubes in the first one. I like the pubes in the first one.
Oh right,
because she's got pubes, and I was like, that's actually very true to like who this character is. I'm sure.
Sure. Yeah.
We also skipped the scene where they go to the Red Room. And Christian is, again, berating her about, like, going out to drinks with Kate.
Yeah.
And is, like, using sex as punishment, which we know from the first movie is, like, completely off
Yeah. I
limits,
mean,
which, you're right.
Is off limits.
Yeah, of course.
Just in any context, yeah.
But in any case, so Anastasia actually says the right stuff in this scene. I was like, oh, good for fucking her.
Yeah.
And then she goes somewhere. Is this when she literally goes to work and then gets a call that Mia's been kidnapped? Like, is it really...
No, we missed a scene because there's also that part where she doesn't want to like sleep next to him, so she decides to sleep in the Red Room, which is an insane choice too.
Oh yeah, this is when she goes missing the second time, and he's got the whole security detail.
Yeah, and she just like fell asleep in another room.
Oh, this is the precursor to the shower and the fight that we're just talking about.
Oh, okay, yeah.
This connects the two things from him being drunk. She goes missing. She's just in the Red Room.
Right. Sleeping there, which is an insane, because we know there's an extra guest bedroom, at least one. There's a couch in the living room. And then there's also a bed in the Red Room, but she sleeps on the leather couch.
But you know what? My mother sometimes voluntarily sleeps on our couch at home. because she likes to sleep on the couch. Some couches are good. Some couches are good to
I
sleep
get that, but I would imagine the living room couch is better than the sex couch.
Not that leather
Couch
couch full of
it's not like a comfy leather
Also,
either.
she's mad at Christian, and so she goes to a room where
But
she
they have
knows
sex?
Christian has brought many other women in there to fucking degrade.
Yeah, she goes to the sex room because she's mad. That doesn't make any sense.
Maybe she's feeling degraded, so she's like, you know what, fine. I'm gonna go.
It makes no sense.
I don't know. I'm literally giving this movie something to do.
He is calling out the dogs because he checks every room except for the room with the lock and the key.
Yeah.
For some reason. And then she just like shows up and Sawyer's like, oh, she's right behind you. And she's like, I'm going to work. And then she gets a call.
At work.
Yeah.
She gets a call from Mia.
Right.
But it's not Mia. Dun, dun, dun. It's Jack Hyde. Jack Hyde, Anastasia Steele, Christian Grey. This is fan fiction, baby. For sure.
Crazy names.
For sure.
But Jack's like, why? She's like, why are you on Mia's phone? And he's like, the specs are great. Look at the pictures. And it was a picture of Mia tied up where she had approval of the picture of her tied up. Like she's tied up. But like clearly it looked like a picture where she's like, wait, let me see that. No, take another one.
Yeah.
She doesn't look in distress at all.
Do you think
she looks sad, not in distress?
Yeah. I'm wondering if this is a situation where Rita Ora talked to her team and was like, I really want to cross over into acting. And they were like, okay, well, we have this part for you in the 50 Shades trilogy. It's a 3-picture deal. I know it doesn't seem like much, but in the last one, you're going to have a really big moment at the end of the movie.
Yeah, and this is
like, I totally hear the conversation of like, this is going to be your moment. Like, you're crying, you're kidnapped, you're hysterical. Like, this is a really big moment for your acting chops.
Yeah.
And we like barely see her, by the way.
She has 3 lines in all of these movies.
And her makeup, the makeup in this movie, shame.
Awful.
On Jack Hyde's eyes and on Rita Ora's eyes. Rita Ora looks like she is wearing the most mascara and eyeliner to create that like really black eye crying
Yeah, you have
effect.
to be wearing a ton.
A lot of makeup.
She's wearing a lot.
And she's wearing a tracksuit. No way. Like, where was she going with all that makeup on?
And he has conjunctivitis in both eyes.
Yes. It looks like he was sprayed by mace. That's what more accurately his eyes look like. He doesn't look like, where are the bags under the eyes?
Yeah, it looks like something. He has
God
some
knows
sort
I'm
of
not
infection.
a cosmetologist, but like even I would be like, maybe give him like some bags and some
not
jowls.
red.
Not red. Like he's been allergic to something?
Yeah, no, it's so strange and gross. But it's like he has hives. It's very strange.
He's more like Jack Hives. Anyway, so the premise is this now. Jack Hyde has captured Mia Gray and is like, you need to give me $5 million in 2 hours or else I'm going to kill her?
Yes. Sure. Or, just kidnap. I don't know. Kill her, probably.
Fine. Which, by the way, earlier in the film, we know that Christian Grey knows that Jack Hyde has a file on literally his entire family. As a reminder, in the last movie, Jack Hyde was able to break into the Grey estate and steal that photo of the Grey family.
Mm.
Again, I say, the security surrounding the Grey family is so dog shit that fully Christian Grey's sister is kidnapped. Yeah. Kidnapped in broad fucking daylight. So Dakota Johnson is like, obviously I'm going to get this money, whatever. She is able to shake off her own security. By the way, that was a lot of Prescott. Where was, what's it, Stanford? Prescott and Sawyer.
Sawyer.
Where is Sawyer in all this?
He's gone. No. No, Prescott's the woman.
Oh, I thought Prescott was the man.
No, Prescott's the woman. Sawyer's the man.
For fuck's sake. Anyway, so she's able to shake off her own security detail by literally a look over there kind of scheme. Because she's like, can you help me in the library with something?
Yeah.
And like that's
and then just runs out of the house. Yeah. And then goes to the bank teller who's like, and she's like, I need $5 million. And he's like,
this bank teller, I hope he never works with distressed women ever again. He handled that like shit.
He's like, well, we have protocol, and the protocol is call the husband.
To be fair, she is taking $5 million out of his account. So I do imagine that it would need to be approved. $5 million in cash, and she needs it right now. I do imagine that would end in a phone call with Christian. But it would also be a discreet panic button of like, call 911 because this is obviously a woman in distress. She's fucking crying in his office being like, no, I need this money right now. And is like crying on the phone to Christian. Christian who, again, no intuition on either of them. He's like, what's wrong? Tell me what's wrong. It's like, can you pick up that like something is wrong in general and you just need to haul ass back
Yeah.
to wherever the fuck you are right
Yeah.
now? Which again, why are you away from Anastasia again?
Again,
Well,
and
because
like,
they were in a fight, I guess.
yeah, I guess he forgot that someone is trying to kill them.
That like Jack Hyde made bail. I don't know how that's not the biggest fucking story in that household.
Yeah, it makes no sense. They're not
You
afraid
have
of
every
this man.
resource available to you in the world, and you cannot figure out how to lay fucking low.
Yeah.
Which brings me to a question I thought about in the movie. I want to hear your thoughts on this because
Yeah.
I honestly don't know. How do you think Anastasia and Christian fared during the pandemic?
Oh, they were
Do
out.
you think they were maskless assholes who were just like, whatever, it can't affect us?
Yeah, it didn't affect them. They were out.
Because I can imagine Anastasia being a little bit more like, Christian, no, it's not safe. But he's like, I
got
know
it.
a place.
Or he's just like, I have to do things. Like, you can't stop me from doing what I. But who do they see? Who do they need to go to?
Apparently, he's got to fly here,
New
there,
York,
and
yeah.
fucking everywhere to go to these meetings, even though he's Bruce Wayne. Like, you can't make your people come to you.
I don't think he cares about anything outside of his work. He
But
barely
what
cares.
David does, what does he do for a living?
I mean, he barely cares about stuff that happens to him and his wife. So
True.
I don't know.
I mean, truly.
So
No,
who
but
knows?
I did think that, like, I would love to hear, because they obviously just can't stay in their fucking apartment surrounded by security. Like, that's just too, like, they just have to be going somewhere. They have to be leaving the house.
Yeah. They always.
I
Yeah.
actually think, though, the bank stuff with Jack Hyde and the whole, like, take the emergency exit, there's a car waiting for you. I think this is actually, like, the most complex the plot gets.
Yeah.
Is this.
And it still doesn't make a ton of sense. But anyway, he just gives her the $5 million, doesn't call the police as there's a woman crying in his office
no.
asking for $5 million.
Yeah.
And Christian's just like, yeah, give it to her. Because obviously, like,
Christian doms that bank. I mean, they both domed that bank teller because Christian's like, you'll do whatever she says.
Also,
Like,
Jack
ooh.
Hyde's MO makes no sense because he's like, give me $5 million, don't tell Christian. Where do you think the $5 million is coming from? Christian would just be
Yeah,
like,
did Anastasia's raise come with a $5 million bonus?
Like, yeah, so, and he'd be like, yeah, get my sister, yeah, here's $5 million, that means nothing to me.
Yeah.
Or like, it's a dent, but I'd pay that for not killing my sister and my wife.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense, but she pretty easily gets the $5 million, goes,
Yeah.
rescue.
And again, once again, can shake off her security detail. By the way, why did that dude not like call in fucking backup immediately? Like as soon as Anastasia went missing, do they not have a network of security that they can just
It's
like
just Prescott
not
and
even
Sawyer.
one other fucking person who can go?
It's just Prescott and Sawyer. They're all tied up.
Again, communicate. Everybody communicate.
It solves a lot of issues.
Like
Um,
there's definitely security officers at the bank. If I were that security guy, I would be like, the woman who just went in this bank, lock her inside and keep her there until we call the police.
yeah.
Like there's just so many opportunities to intervene.
Yeah, and no one does because this whole plot that is actually interesting is handled like a toddler's imagination of how.
Yes, it's like
heist,
like play pretend of a heist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she gets to Jack Hyde, gives him the $5 million, and it turns out the
HR manager who sucks.
Yeah, is helping him.
Which, by the way, later it's revealed that she's only helping him because they had sex and Jack Hyde filmed it and was blackmailing her. That is a more interesting story than 3 films of whatever the fuck we just watched.
Yeah.
Like, that is compelling. I feel for her.
Her distress.
Like, her character, I was like, oh, well, let's hear more about that.
Well, yeah, and
that's
also because when Jack Hyde is slapping the shit out of Anna after he gives her she gives him what he wants, he's like, you said you weren't going to kill her. Like, she clearly is like,
yeah, there's something
her.
more going on with her. Like, she actually has like an interesting character
there are
dynamic.
layers to her.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Anastasia Steele, who has the weakest constitution of any person I've ever seen on film.
Yeah, for someone who, has a lot
been
of
spanked.
rough sex. Yeah, and whipped. And
she is slapped in the face twice. The second time is enough to push her to the ground.
Right. I don't want to like downplay that this guy.
Oh, she definitely got her ass beat.
Yeah. But she is on the verge of dying from 2 slaps
She is like
and
almost
one
in
kick.
a coma. Yeah.
And one kick to the stomach. And the kick to the stomach, I thought, oh, the reason she's in so much distress is she's having a miscarriage. I mean, they're playing up what a miscarriage would be at 6 weeks.
Yeah, or something, a little bit more. tied to something we've heard before, but of course that's not going to happen.
Yeah, it was like maybe they're just like being really dramatizing what a 6-week miscarriage would look like. Not that I know. And I don't want to minimize that, but
we see Rita Ora in the scene. Obviously, we see her getting freed, and we never see or hear from her again in the rest of the movie.
Never again. It doesn't matter.
Because again, like there's no regard
that's
for
over
like,
now.
Are you okay?
Yeah, no one cares. It's over now. It's done. We fixed that problem. And then
Anastasia does pop the guy in the knee, that was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Anastasia must have some like, my dad and I used to go shooting. Like she must be one of those girls that like.
I would believe that. But yeah, she pops him in the knee just before she passes out from some slaps.
Yeah.
And then is rushed to the hospital into surgery. So that's when I really thought like,
I know, and
something
even though we
happening.
did technically see this movie before, I did think like, oh my God, is this gonna go to some dark place? But then I remembered the Mormonism of it all and the Twilight of it all, and I was like, no, this is just dramatic. And then, so she's recovering, and Christian's mother is there, the adoptive mom, and this I want to talk about.
Yeah,
because throughout this film, even still, Christian has mommy issues. He's hung up about his adopted mother. I think that's part of his vitriol towards Anastasia's pregnancy because he feels like maybe he can't be a father because, you know, of those issues. It's just weird to me that his adopted mother, how do I want to phrase this? Okay, so Marcia Gay Harden, his adopted mother, obviously raised him at a very young age.
Yeah.
Obviously has given him everything in the world. Yeah. Has set him up for a very successful future.
Loves him.
In every interaction we see, she is a loving and devoted mother and is protective of her son. When she pieces together the Mrs. Robinson thing, she slaps that bitch in the face and kicks her out of her home and says, don't ever come out near my family again. So I understand that Christian must have trauma surrounding maybe like the neglect or like the abandonment.
Abuse. Yeah, I mean, you saw that flashback of his early childhood.
Bizarre to me that like his adopted mom didn't maybe alleviate some of those mommy issues. It kind of seems like he was raised on his own, but it's like he has a family.
Well, he was also, I mean, he was
raped. He was groomed and
he was groomed and sexually assaulted by, you know, a mother figure too.
But then it's even weirder why like that should be still the central theme here, as that has been the theme. Seemingly she got told off and like, but he met. It's just so bizarre because again, he does meet her for drinks. Yeah, and it's like, I mean, he's still like, if that was his like trauma characteristic. Right. Instead of this whole like mommy issue stuff, because it's like, well, they don't. I see his interaction with Marcia Gay Harden. And it's like, sorry, do you not know that you have a mother who loves you?
They do not dig into any of the interesting aspects that could be. No. And so it's just like, I guess he's fucked up just because of these things that happen, but we don't see him deal with any of it or like any of those consequences outside of him saying I'm 50 Shades of fucked up and like
50 Shades of fucked up
and having like slightly aggressive sex. Yeah. It's really frustrating to see. Yeah, because there are parts
they leave so much on the table.
And it's just like a bad example of like what that would do to someone, which is not talked about really.
Yeah, like, and you know what? It's movies like this, and I could name other examples where there are ingredients and things that come up in this movie that would be so compelling and so interesting to explore.
There are threads that are just
it's like
not...
movies like this, I almost become infatuated with because it's just like, I can't believe you had so many things you could have done. Yeah. And you just chose like not to whatsoever.
Yeah. It's
like I have...
It's just bad storytelling.
But for some reason it like compels me to be like...
It's frustrating. It's
why I've seen The Phantom Menace and The Rise of Skywalker so many times because I'm just like, you had things you could have done.
Yeah, bad storytelling is frustrating, especially when there are like things that could be good. Sometimes bad story, like a goofy movie, not the goofy movie, but a like goofier movie is just like, well, this is fun. We're just throwing things at the wall here.
Yeah.
But this is not that. It's incompetent. So it's just like, no,
It really
you
is.
followed the wrong hole. Like that's
It really is.
It's
It
a
really is
choose-
like
yeah.
you're going through a maze and
yeah,
you just
it's
keep,
a choose your own adventure, but you just like chose to keep sitting at home.
it's like they made 4 lefts
like-
and now it's a circle, but they just keep making left turns.
Yeah, exactly. It's really frustrating, but yeah, and then everything just turns out okay at the end. And
Well, I will say, so the whole Jack Hyde business and why he has like this vendetta is that Jack Hyde and Christian Grey were in the same foster system,
oh right,
and like Jack Hyde,
and somehow he
could have
recognized his child Jack Hyde.
yeah, and like Jack Hyde could have been. But then that begs the question, like, how long has Jack Hyde been plotting this? Because remember, Jack Hyde did work for Christian Grey.
Right, and he's
It
more-
kind of seems like this one's been a long time in the making.
It is a very long con that he must have set up, and also why
Yeah.
is he then more after Anastasia than Christian?
Well, because he knows that it would hurt Christian
Sure.
worse than anything else.
Sure, but you could also like
I think it's a power thing. I think
Yeah.
it's sexism, truly, because it's like
Right,
I
yeah.
can take advantage of power over this woman.
right, yeah, it's probably easier for him to get to Anastasia, but yeah, it's a very long con that he
Well,
must
at
have
one
had.
point, Christian's like,
Because he got into publishing, hired her, tried to abuse
yeah, seemingly
her.
Jack Hyde has had like a pretty good life up until he decided
Yeah,
to
it's not
like
that bad.
really
Like-
enact his like revenge plan.
Revenge, which is a bad plan because his plan involved trying to seduce her, and if that didn't work, continue to sexually
How
assault
did
her.
Anastasia get that job in the first place?
I mean, happenstance, but maybe she interviewed and he realized who she was.
Because again,
and
the
he's
more
like,
compelling storytelling thing is that he recognized her name and
Right.
like knew from gossip columns. Oh, this
yeah.
is Christian Grey's girl.
Sure. I mean, maybe, yeah, because she was a temp intern, so maybe.
Yeah,
I don't-
maybe he like again.
But then he still had
I'm
to
giving
like.
too much credit for the
but
plot.
then, yeah, but then he still had to like set himself up in publishing to do that. Like,
Yeah, it's
still,
such a long.
It still is very
when he
like.
could have just like
There's a lot of like.
killed Christian Grey at like a company party scene.
Right, like a coincidence, like which he did
he
try
planted
to
a fucking bomb
in his office. He
yeah,
clearly
why not just
also
plant that
tried
same
to.
bomb?
Yeah,
Oh my
he
god.
clearly also tried to kill
I mean,
Christian.
I'm not trying to give Jack Hyde better plans on how to kill these people.
Well, he doesn't have any. He's just like whatever opportunity comes.
Also,
my
the little
way.
slip of paper that says "You owe me a life." Did you not love that when they found that in the parking
Yeah.
lot?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it
A
makes
perfectly typed paper. You owe me a life.
life. Yeah,
Oh my god.
he's centered. He like had to.
Yeah.
Yeah. His plan is very stupid and it makes no sense, and it's what this whole movie, the plot of this movie hinges
Yeah,
on.
truly.
Kind of.
But Christian does have a line where he's like, if I didn't have the resources I had growing up, imagine the kind of person I would turn out to be. And it's like, probably a serial sexual predator.
and she's like, no, but you're a good man, and I'm like, are you?
Yeah, and this is the thing too with these. I think I've said this every episode. Do they even like each other? Like, what do they have in common? What do they talk about?
Yeah.
What movies do they go to? What fucking sporting event do they share in common?
when
Like
he was playing that Paul McCartney song, I was surprised Christian Grey knew pop
Paul
music.
McCartney, yeah.
Yeah, pop music from any decade.
Yeah.
You know, like he doesn't strike me as a man who doesn't listen to anything that's not classical music.
Fucking freak.
Uh,
he is, and you know what? If he was poor, he would be on a list. Several. He'd be in jail.
Yeah. Yeah. And
'Cause he's
so
a
would Jack
sadist.
Hyde.
He's a sadist, and he says he's a sadist.
Yeah.
This is where rich people can really get away with so much
fucking
bullshit.
crazy shit. But
We
yeah.
have many real life examples of rich men who are fucking
Yeah.
weird in that way.
I mean, like,
and they
that's-
should not touch
that-
a woman ever.
That is what's frustrating because, like, you watch this movie and you're like, "This is insane. Why isn't Jack Hyde in jail immediately?" And you're like,
Well,
in real life, he's
yeah,
not
in
in
real
jail
life, no,
immediately."
he probably would get away with it.
But then we end this movie on a montage,
On
which
a
we
montage.
love. And this montage makes a little more sense because it flashes back to a movie that we didn't
know
just
what?
watch.
This is a big compliment to give. It's a little bit earned.
It's earned, sure.
This one is a little
Sure,
earned.
because it's the end
Yeah,
of the
and we
movie,
see,
and,
like,
we
their
see other
whole-
movies.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
We don't see the movie we just watched.
Which I said this when we watched it, but it's just so fucking insulting. They couldn't put together B-roll footage.
Yeah.
They had to just re-show footage from the movie. It's like,
Yeah.
you can't get like even 2 days.
But I don't know where that would fit in. I kind of like the first movie because they do look much younger somehow.
Yeah. Well,
2012 to
she's shaven,
2018.
and Dakota
Yeah.
Johnson has a terrible haircut.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, they glamour up as the movies go on.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And then we get a little mid-credit scene of them in their
Yes.
gorgeous mansion house that we
Really
saw.
beautiful.
She did a great job. Kate did an amazing job with that house. It turns out with Anastasia's notes,
Yeah.
which were great. They have a beautiful backyard garden lawn
Yes.
landscape.
Yes.
a gorgeous house, an adorable child, another one on the way. It ends like every trilogy and saga we have seen.
Yeah.
With a jump to the future and everyone's
And
happy.
they have a family. Everybody has a family and everybody's happy. And it's happily ever after.
Yeah. And that's how these movies end. And where do we put this on the scale of 1 to 3? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, are we gonna rank the trilogy? Sure. Okay. God, I am tempted to say for me, it definitely 50 Shades Darker is my favorite of the 3. Yeah. That is the one that I think is actually the most like interesting to watch. Sure. Honestly, and like I think the first movie I said the first 20 minutes, I was actually like, well, okay, I could probably watch this movie. It's hard because I really, compared to these two, I really don't like the first movie simply because at least in these two, there's like the Jack Hyde plot, which is like somewhat interesting and somewhat exciting.
Right.
Versus the first movie where it's just about their relationship.
Yeah.
But I also think there's more care taken in the first film because I remember watching the first one and being impressed by like choices being made.
Yes.
Like, oh, there was like design in mind. Like the negotiation scene, that looks incredible. Like the sex scenes look better, I think, in the first one than they do in these
this
two.
One. That's true.
But I think these two are at least like...
It's hard to rank.
They're pulpy enough that it's like...
Yeah, it's hard to rank because none of them are good.
Yeah.
They're all bad. So like I would agree that 2 seems to have the most compelling elements to it.
Yes.
3 also has more compelling elements, but none of them make any goddamn sense.
Yeah.
So I would give the edge maybe to the first one, actually.
Yeah.
Just because like it's more stylized. There's more character.
Yeah, I could
development.
definitely say that this one is probably the worst of the 3.
Yeah. It's by a slight margin between 1 and 3. I would say.
I mean, we're splitting terrible hairs.
Yeah,
we're splitting ass hairs.
We're splitting pubes here.
Yeah, it's really just not good.
But yeah, so we did it. We wrapped up our first trilogy.
That's it, baby. 50 motherfucking shades.
And you chose this one.
Yeah.
So we have decided that I will choose where we are going next.
Seems fair.
And I've thought about this. This one came to me, and doing some research, I realized this might be kind of a controversial pick in that it might not be considered a true trilogy, but I will just announce it. Dun 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 dun.
Jaws?
Jaws, baby.
There's a 4th Jaws?
So here's the thing about Jaws.
Okay.
There is Jaws 1, 2, 3D, and Jaws 4. Now 3D is not canon. 3D does not have the gang. 3D
okay, you need to slow down because I need to think about what you just said.
Yeah.
Wait, so Jaws 3D exists, but it doesn't count?
What I'm saying is Jaws 3D does not count.
Okay.
Because it is not based in Amity. The other ones are. And it does not have the gay Martin. It's about Martin Brody's kids in Orlando. So it's almost like a spin-off Jaws 3D. So I would say that is not a canonical Jaws movie. Do you agree or disagree? Because I'm willing to backtrack on this choice based on...
So how does Jaws 4...
Jaws 4 is back at Amity.
Okay.
The events of Jaws 3D do not play... I have not seen these movies. These are just based on my research. The events of Jaws 3D have no dealings with the rest.
You know, on the one hand, I hesitate to go for it because I feel like given that this is the second trilogy we're going to be watching, like pretty early to be twisting our own rules.
Okay.
But I didn't know they made more than 2 Jaws. I only know Jaws 2 exists because I've actually seen it.
Oh, I haven't seen it. I've only seen Jaws.
As he should. No, a friend of the podcast, Levi Tinker, had a birthday screening of Jaws 2 at the Chinese theater, so I saw it there. I did actually really enjoy watching Jaws 2.
I think they're fun and campy. Know what I was going to leave this? I have backups, which I can leave as a mystery.
I do like talking about Jaws, though.
But Jaws would be fun, I think. And let's leave it to the audience. If you guys have major objections.
What are some alternates?
I mean, the alternates, here's the thing, the alternates would be good too. There would be stuff that we will obviously get to.
Yeah.
You know, The alternates will be like the standard trilogies.
I really am torn because
it's hard because I thought
summer. It'd be the perfect time to talk
it came
about
to me.
Jaws.
I think I texted you because it came to me at like 1 a.m. and I
know
was
you've
like,
been cooking on this for weeks.
and I was like, this would be really cool to do, but I don't know if we want to count it. And you didn't want to know about it until right now.
I thought it was going to be one of those things where it was a trilogy in the 80s, and like in 2010 they were like, here's a fourth one.
No, there's a weird spin-off in the middle.
Interesting.
So I would like to hear from maybe our audience if we think Jaws counts as a trilogy.
We could take it to an audience vote.
When
this episode airs, I'll put a poll up.
Yeah.
You can leave. I mean, we'll aggregate, so you can leave comments on the Patreon page. As you already know from the series, we do read them.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a little Twitter polling.
We can do
we can do an Instagram poll on the Rough Stuff account.
Sure.
And then we'll take an aggregate. And then we'll see with the Electoral College what their decision is.
Yeah, I mean, we're still dictators here, but we do accept input.
Yeah, I would test the waters.
Because we have backups. We have the stuff that we're going to get to.
That is true, yeah.
You have, the Austin Powerses. You have the Back to the Futures.
You did mention the Before trilogy, and I would like to get into that.
Yes. Certainly. Like there are trilogies that we all know and love and can get to, but I think Jaws is a little bit of a curveball.
That would be fun.
Let us know if that's a trilogy to you guys.
Yeah. We'll leave it up.
Yeah.
And if we say no, well then our next trilogy will be a surprise next time you hear us.
Yeah.
Okay, well, in that case, you really are going to need to know where to find us. So obviously the Patreon, the Small Beans Patreon page. These episodes get put up a week in advance for our patrons. So if you have like $3 a month, great way to support the network, support these shows. There's a lot of Patreon exclusive content that your ear holes will love. You can find me on Twitter at @SK_Griffith.
And you can find me on Twitter at Bridgett Tweets.
Yes.
And then what Sarah said.
So stay tuned. We'll be polling. It will be like an aggregate of comments. So
we read. We're not that busy people.
No, and it's not like we have 100,000 listeners.
No, you guys can reach us.
Exactly.
So do that, and we'll see you on the next one, whatever that one is.
Yep.
This has been a Small Beans endeavor. We're a bunch of pals who make podcasts, sketches, music, web series, and movies. The Beans always have new ideas percolating, so make sure to check us out at patreon.com/smallbeans. That's patreon.com/smallbeans, where you can browse all of our current and past content, see what we've got planned in the future, and learn how your support can help the Small Beans grow into huge, giant monster beans. If you enjoyed this content module, please like, rate, subscribe, or tell a friend about us. We love you.